Hello, it's time for another Center of It All. Coming up on today's show, we dive into the details of Toys for Tots, kick off the holiday season in downtown State College, and we can't forget about our resident foodie, Mel Prosciutti, cooking up a delicious holiday dish. These and more coming up next on the Center of It All. Hello and welcome to the Center of It All. I'm Alex Rabb. Thanks for joining us. We have a great show planned for today, so let's not waste any more time and get right to it. There's a simple yet amazing program that started back in the 1940s and still continues on today. I stopped at the United States Marine Corps Toys for Tots kickoff breakfast and spoke with USMC retired Major Gene Weller about Center County's local Toys for Tots campaign. The United States Marine Corps has played an important role in protecting the American people during the times of war. When the holiday season rolls around, the Marines are still there to help. In 1947, Major Bill Hendrick's wife made a doll and told her husband to give it to an organization for children in need during the holidays. Realizing there was no such organization, the Major and a group of Marine reservists in Los Angeles collected and distributed 5,000 toys to needy children. The first year was so successful that the Marine Corps adopted Toys for Tots and expanded it into a national campaign. The next year, Walt Disney designed the logo, which is still used today. Disney also designed the first Toys for Tots poster to help promote the nationwide program. For the past 25 years, the Nittany Leathernecks have helped run Toys for Tots in Center County. They kicked off the holiday season with their annual Toys for Tots breakfast, which coordinator retired Major Gene Weller feels is a very important part of the Toys for Tots process.
Well, Toys for Tots here in Center County has been so well received by the community that I find that this is an important event from the standpoint to just remind the public that once again we are doing it. Most of the areas will have collection boxes and bins throughout the county. Probably be 200 to 250 places where people can drop off toys, and we're also asking for collections of food since the toys are distributed through the food bank, food pantries, and wanting to make sure that there's enough food to go with the toys as well for each family that's in need during this year.
The Center County Toys for Tots also has a unique aspect to its campaign.
For us, the wrapping of the toys is something that's pretty unique. Out of 758 campaigns, there are probably only a few dozen that actually wrap the toys. But because we do wrap the toys, the Penn State Conference Center donating space for the last 15 years, being able to invite the public to come out and help wrap, we typically average about 1,000 people over a 4 to 5 day period that come out to help us wrap. And because we have all these then ambassadors, they are there, they see what's going on, it becomes much more active. And you gotta believe they're telling their friends and their neighbors what they were part of. And when we announced that we've got Toys for Tots going on again, that community support seems to be there. And I credit that to a large extent to the fact that we do wrap the toys.
Another aspect of the community supporting this fine organization is getting Penn State basketball, men and women, involved. Lady Lions coach Coquise Washington sees this as a great opportunity to give back to the community.
Well, you know, our players are very fortunate, and, you know, we get to come out night in and night out, and there's thousands of people sitting there cheering us on, rooting for us, hoping that we win lots of games and compete for championships. And being involved with Toys for Tots, it's a way for us to stay connected to the people that support us and give back to a community that supports us in such great fashion. Now, this is one significant way that we get to have an impact on our community, and that's important for our players to have that opportunity.
For Coach Chambers, Toys for Tots hits close to home.
For me, it's a little bit emotional because of my youth growing up, being the youngest of 12, and you only get one toy or two toys because you have so many brothers and sisters. And I just shared a story talking about how we almost didn't have Christmas, and my parents put a lot of toys on layaway, and that's what you did back in the 70s. You put it on layaway and hopefully you have enough money to pay for it later. But unfortunately my father forgot to pick up the toys, but thank goodness for a kind soul and the owner. And, we were able to have some toys on Christmas Day, and I just can't imagine being a child today and not being able to open up something. So like Coach Washington just said, it's really about giving, and we want to make sure myself and my staff and team make sure we give so Center County has a great Christmas.
So next time you head out to shop, think of how Toys for Tots helps brighten a child's Christmas morning. Toys for all ages are welcome. However, children ages 0 to 2 and 10 and above are the hardest age range to get enough items for. Take a look at toysfortots.org to find information or to find the Nittany Leathernecks site to either volunteer or donate. For the center of it all, I'm Alex Rabb. Toys for Tots is always looking for volunteers, so whether that means you donate toys and food or help wrap presents, contact the Nittany Leathernecks through Jean at leatherneck302@gmail.com. When we return, we'll join Andrew Callista in downtown State College to kick off the holiday season in Center County. Oh, good, you're back. Let's continue on with today's Center of It All. Andrew Callista went to the annual tree lighting in downtown State College to get into the holiday spirit.
It's the annual State College Christmas tree lighting here in downtown State College, and let me tell you, fun was had by children of all ages, and yes, even the adults were having some fun waiting for Santa.
And this was so much more than just a push of a button to Mayor Gorham.
This is an event with many parts to it, and they happen every year. We have Christmas carol singing. We have singers from the community. This year, we're having some people who are in the Scrooge the musical. They're going to be singing some of the songs of the play that's going to start next week. And then Santa Claus arrives on the fire engine, and he selects a name out of the hat, and that child gets to turn on the lights of the Christmas tree.
While Christmas isn't here just yet, the tree lighting is setting the mood for the season.
It's like the start of the Christmas season.
It is. I'm really excited. It doesn't feel like Christmas yet, but hopefully after this it will start to feel like Christmas.
Yeah, I'm excited for seeing the Christmas tree and listening to the music.
What a great atmosphere to spend with friends and family, no matter how old you were.
I wanted to come tonight to see the Christmas tree be lit and to spend time with my friends, and this is Cowie.
I love all the people. All the people come from neighboring towns, and it's great to see everyone who comes out for it.
I can't wait to see the Christmas tree.
You're really excited for the Christmas tree, and who'd you bring with you tonight?
This is Waddles.
The kids were excited, their animal pals were excited, and some young adults were even waiting to see the man in the big red suit.
Santa's here, they're serving hot chocolate and cookies. Are you like all excited about that?
Love Santa. I couldn't go see Santa.
What a great time that must have been. Thanks, Andrew. I hope that got you ready for this wonderful season, but don't go anywhere. When we return, we'll head over to Mel's kitchen as she makes a delightfully delectable holiday dish on her latest edition of Kitchen Encounters. Welcome back to the center of it all. I'm Alex Rabb. Our resident foodie, Mel Prosciutti, decided to tap into her Italian side and cook up a delicious holiday fish dish. Baked haddock with niçoise sauce and saffron rice to be correct. Let's watch Mel work her magic.
In between the gravy and mashed potatoes and the cookies and candy, I just want to take a step back and cook some lighter, brighter meals. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a vibrant weeknight meal fit for your holiday table too. Lemony baked haddock fillets with spicy saffron rice, peas and pinoli nuts, and a French Riviera niçoise sauce. Let's get started. A lot of people think that because haddock is square, it's fake or inferior fish. Nothing could be farther from the truth. In 1916, in Gloucester, Massachusetts, Clarence Birdseye invented a method for flash freezing fish that would make it totally indistinguishable from fresh fish. He found that by tightly packing the fish into square cardboard boxes, it eliminated 100% of the airspace, which is what causes freezer burn. His company expanded from seafood into vegetables, and an entire frozen food world empire was born. The name of his company? General Foods. My recipe for baked haddock couldn't be easier. In fact, it's so easy, it's almost embarrassing. I've placed two 12 to 14 ounce fillets in a disposable aluminum pan that's been sprayed with a little no-stick spray. I've put a few butter pats on the top. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to liberally juice them with the half of a very juicy lemon. Don't worry about any seeds. Now I'm just going to sprinkle it with a little lemon pepper seasoning. No salt, folks. You don't want to put any salt on this fish. Oh yum, I can smell all that wonderful lemon. And the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to seal this up with some aluminum foil. The French are famous for cooking fish in pouches or packages using foil or parchment paper. And I'm going to bake this in a 350-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes. Niçoise sauce couldn't be easier to make. And before we go any further, I just want to tell you, while this is going to be fabulous on our fish and our rice tonight, it's a great go-to pasta sauce too. A la Niçoise simply means in French, in the style of Nice or the areas of the French Riviera. Their cooking is typified by 4 basic ingredients: garlic, olives, olive oil, and tomatoes. In a large skillet, 12 to 14 inches, I've put 2 tablespoons of olive oil and a half a stick of butter. I'm going to add about 4 cloves of garlic, about 3/4 of a cup of chopped onion, and about 2 cups of chopped mushroom caps. Now I'm going to add my spices, which is salt, pepper, red pepper, and herbes de Provence. Herbes de Provence is a dry spice blend that contains things like marjoram, savory, fennel, lavender, which is wonderful. And it's always typically added to food at the beginning, not at the end. Meaning we want the herbes de Provence to flavor all of these wonderful ingredients while they saute. It's not an herb that you would typically sprinkle on your slice of pizza at the end of the day. Now I'm just going to turn the heat up on this, and I'm going to saute these until the mushrooms lose most of their moisture, and that's just going to take about 8 to 10 minutes. Just starting to turn a teensy-weensy brown. I'm going to add about half a cup of red wine, 1.5 cups of Niçoise olives that have been pitted. You'll be happy to know they're available at most salad bars these days. And 2 35-ounce cans of whole tomatoes that have been kind of squished up into little bite-sized pieces. I'm going to stir this all together and let it simmer uncovered for about 30 minutes until it gets thick and rich. And wait until you taste this. While the sauce is simmering, I'm going to prepare my rice. It's only going to take 18 to 20 minutes to cook, so they're both going to get done at the same time. I've got 4 cups of water in a stock pot with a half a stick of butter, which is about 4 tablespoons. I'm going to sprinkle in about half a tablespoon of red pepper flakes and saffron threads. Saffron goes a long way, folks, and you always want to buy the threads, not the powdered version, because when you crush the saffron, the threads are pure saffron, and when you crush the saffron, you're opening up their aromatic flavor and allowing their yellow flavor to develop. Into the boiling water, I'm going to sprinkle 1 pound of yellow rice. If you can't find yellow rice in your grocery store, feel free to use white, extra long grain white rice, because the saffron's going to turn it yellow in the end. I'm just going to cover this pot and let it simmer for 18 to 20 minutes. perfectly cooked. It's got the signature little holes on the top, and I'm just going to rake through it a little bit with a fork. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir in about a cup of peas. It's okay if your peas are frozen, these have been thawed out, and about a half a cup of toasted pine nuts or pinoli. Mix this, I'll turn off my heat, stir this all together. Look at that beautiful, I told you this was going to be vibrant, yellow rice. And I'm going to put the lid back on, go over and eat. Perfectly cooked lemony fish, spicy yellow saffron rice with a nutty bite, and piquant, rich, thick niçoise sauce. For these and all of my recipes, just go to my website.
For this recipe and more, check out Mel's blog at kitchenencounters.typepad.com. Now, for me personally, there's not much better in this world than hearing the human voice harmonize with another. When we return, John Stroh takes a closer look at the Nittany Knights. Hello! We last left talking about the Nittany Knights. John Stroh stopped in to visit them and get the details of who they are and what exactly they do.
There's nothing like the sound of a good old-fashioned barbershop quartet, or in this case, a chorus. And that's the sound of our very own Nittany Knights, who make over 100 performances each year of various types. The Knights were founded in 1965, and chorus director Joe Malafarina talks about their hectic schedule.
We are one of the busiest choruses in the country in terms of numbers of performances. You know, we're not the big boys, we're not the guys that, you know, score all sorts of outrageous points and are on the international stage, but in terms of participation and being out there in the community, doing free performances, being involved, we do a lot.
Malafarina has been involved with the Knights for 37 years, and he spoke about the group's commitment to excellence.
Well, over time I think we've gotten a little bit better, but then the standards for performance and singing has gotten better too. We do go to competitions, not every year, but at least every other year, and you get to see some of the really good choruses and find out what the standard is. And there's an international competition that we at least observe every year on a web broadcast, if not actually attended. And you get a chance to see the best, and the best is quite good. We're not quite at that level, but you can kind of see where we're headed to, where we're trying to get better at. We're trying to be better singers, better entertainers.
And in case you were wondering where the group finds its inspiration?
Oh, from the music. I mean, this is an organization that likes to sing, that enjoys the camaraderie. And many, many years ago in the dark ages when I did my master's, I did a thesis partially on barbershop, and one of the things was, why do people do this? And it really turned out to be love of music and fellowship.
Rick Kreider is the Nittany Knights Vice President for Music and Performance, and to him there's nothing quite like the
harmonizing, the sound of a chord that rings. There's nothing like it. And it doesn't matter what age you are, if there's quite a few throughout the society. There's quite a few really good high school, college quartets. They you know, a lot of them are children of barbershoppers, but that ringing of the chord when there's no instruments and it's just the human voice, and you sing in tune, there's nothing like it. No.
And Kreider has a special fondness for this time of year.
For me, because I grew up in the church, the Christmas season is really, really nice. We don't tend to do a lot of religious songs, but every so often we will get to sing in a church. And there's nothing like a cappella, but there's also nothing like a good old-fashioned hymn, or, you know, and the Christmas carols really bring that feeling back of, oh, I'm singing in church again. Yeah, how about that?
The Knights have between 35 to 40 members and are always looking to add to the group. And you don't have to be an American Idol cast-off either.
Anybody can do this. If you can carry a tune, we can find a part that will work for you. And if you don't read music, that's not a problem, because we've now got, with the wonderful world of digital, so all you have to do is look at the music, follow the words. You can learn it by rote, sort of like the Suzuki method, where they're teaching the kids just by ear. That's basically the same thing we're doing. So there shouldn't be any fear of not being able to read music. If you enjoyed singing in a choir sometime in your life, you've got enough ability to sing with us, and it'll be great.
If you think that you don't have time for the Nittany Knights, or that you might be too busy, then you are just what they're looking for.
We've got several members that are here almost every Monday, but can't do it all the time. The kids have this between sports and activities, you know, busy people. But generally we want busy people. Busy people are people who make the time to show up for things, and they try really hard.
The Nittany Knights practice every Monday night at the South Hills School of Business. And if you'd like to become a member or book them for your next gathering, log on to nittanyKnights.org. For the center of it all, I'm John Stroh.
Thanks, John. They really are an amazing group of men, and they put on quite a show. Check out their site for their next show and more information on how you can become a Nittany Knight. Well, that's about it. But before you go, remember to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook for updates on the center of it all and happenings in your area. We'll see you soon. Happy holidays.